Yeah.
Bud Wilkinson invented winning. And here at Oklahoma, we uphold the standard. This is the Champion Standard Podcast, where analytics meet film and the tailgate fuels the passion. Touchdown! From deep dives in the film room to advanced stats that tell the real story. Right! We bring Sooner football into focus like never before. The roar of the palace on the prairie, the legacy of champions, and the pursuit of the next one. It's all right here. So lock in, because this is Oklahoma football. This is the Champion Standard.
Let's go!
Let's go! Go!
Welcome back, everyone. Rob and Brad back here. Another episode of Champion Standard on Spring Your Clocks Ahead Day, which always just stinks.
It was the worst day. It was the worst day.
Yeah, the day itself's fine, but it doesn't linger over. Of course, like some people think it is. But so up next, we will talk about the Sooner commits, big weekend for Sooner commits, and then get into some spring sports and practice news and touch on NIL a little bit up next.
That's my standard. That's my standard. My champion standard. Champion standard. Pull away the answers. Yeah, the answers. Champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah.
Oh, yep. No, I think we're both kind of lingering effects from that time change, but
I like my sleep. I don't know. Losing an hour just sucks.
I hear you.
I hate this day, man.
Before we jump in, please click that like and subscribe button wherever you find us on our socials. Appreciate everyone that tunes in every week and listens to us. Yeah. Really big weekend commit wise. The biggest one, and as far as high school recruits go, man, I can't remember the last time we had 5 dudes commit like in 3 days.
Yeah.
5 2027 kids. Jamison Roberts, quarterback out of Alabama, committed, I think, on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your audio or your video froze up again for some reason. That's so weird. Now you're good. But Jamison Roberts out of Alabama, and another guy out of Alabama, Jalen Scott, safety, committed this weekend as well. I mentioned that just because that wasn't a thing 10 years ago. We never got commits out of Alabama. Saban had that locked down, and no one could touch it. So just interesting getting those guys out of that state. Tyson Ross, interior O-lineman out of Kansas, committed this weekend as well. And then Seneca Driver, a tight end out of Kentucky. So Jason Witten gets his first freshman commit in Seneca Driver. I think he's a decent rated guy, got size. I don't have all his measurables here in front of me.
He's 6'6". Yeah. I looked it up. Yeah, 6'6", like well over 200 pounds. He looks he looks like a good looking kid.
Yeah. So that'll be a nice addition to that room that was already boosted a little bit in the off season. And then athlete out of Broken Bow, Oklahoma, Graydon Howell. I'm guessing he'll probably play receiver. Usually those athletes are receiver, DB kind of guys. So I think he plays both ways, of course, in high school. So yeah, homegrown guy. I think we kind of got on him late, but so we are up to 19 commits for the 2027 class, and here we are March 8th. So now it's just hold on to him for 8 months.
Right. Well, I mean, this is where you want to be after a 10-win season, right? You had a really bad 6-7, and you finally had, Brent takes over play calling duties, and you get rolling, and you're now finally getting that 10-win season that in the SEC, and so now everything's like, okay, we've got we've got the formula. We know it works. Now we could prove that it works. It's 10 wins. We can start like getting momentum and rolling. But yeah, the Seneca driver, Cooper Witten, the Roberts, those 3 kids are like, those are really good little ads this early in the and be able to go. I mean, Seneca driver's one that we need to take a look at maybe later in the show, because I think that tight end room has been through so much, and it's rapidly changing and evolving with the in that room. So yeah, it's looking great, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can be any better spot than March right now.
No, I can't remember the last time we had 19-20 commits in March.
Yeah.
It's been a minute for sure. But
so what's the rank right now? I haven't
number 1. I mean, you don't have to. Yeah, everybody's behind us, Rob.
Oh, awesome.
We have the top ranked class. That could change, obviously, because
sure.
We have 19 commitments. A lot of schools do not, so they'll fill some, big names, of course, here these next 8 months. But you kind of, nothing wrong with being number 1 any time of the year in recruiting. So we'll take it.
The offensive tackle class is looking to be the best on paper. The skill positions at defense is looking to be probably the best with all the linebackers and everything. And then Jalen Scott at safety. You've got some really good skill guys coming out on defense. I mean, and then last year, you had your edge player. The guys, Cruel.
Jake Cruel.
That was so you got. They're rolling, man. This is what you want to see.
Stacking classes, and you touched on it a few minutes ago. Just all the momentum from the playoff run that we made is just spilling over into this year, and taking full advantage of it. And between that, and getting these commits, and then watching these guys show up at, the combine, and then pro day will come up this Thursday.
Right.
The program's just getting all kinds of, good pub.
Lots of good publicity. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Brent taking over play calling duties and assuming that responsibility has done wonders, because this defense is just at a whole nother level, and the recruiting is following that. That small move, it's a big move, but saying, I'm done with the Ted Roofs, and I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it. And to manage the football team, and then the way that they structured the staff, bring in a Kevin Wilson that can kind of, be at Brent's hip pocket. And I think you're finally seeing the cohesion in the coaching staff with Kevin Wilson and now McCullough. And I think you're going to start to see this spring, I think, is really, really important. I think it's more important for the coaches than it is for the players.
Right.
Because that is quite a bit of turnover on one side of the ball. But, you've got, you've lost Valai. You're going to have to, have Lamar Morgan come in. I think the spring session is more about the coaches building that continuity and that synergy amongst offense and defensive staff. And, you look at that calendar on the spring calendar, players have 4 days off. They come in for 2. They take a day off. They're hurting for 1. They're gone for 2. I'm really not, I look at that and I'm like, is this it? It seems like it's going to be kind of a little bit of I think it's more of a chance for the coaches really now in today's game for them to spend a lot of time together and strategize for the season versus the players really getting a whole lot out of it.
Right. Yeah. The spring practices open up tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned pro day Thursday, and then, I think 15 practices in the spring, I think is what I think they have 15 practices spread out. I think I read that the other day.
It's 15 practices in 34 days.
Yep.
Which is that's really spread out.
Right. That's totally different than fall camp.
Oh yeah.
Where everything's condensed during August.
Yeah.
Very, very much different schedule in the spring, which is nice.
And then there's 3 practices, I think, after the spring game. So they kind of work towards up to it. They had the spring game, and they're gonna have 3 more days to kind of just maybe cross some T's, dot some I's, and then get into letting the kids, finish out they're getting their late work in, and then get into summer, and where real work for the players will come this summer. So
yeah. Hey, would this be a good time for us to kind of glance at that pre-spring depth chart?
Sure.
Feels like a good segue for that. So
Yeah.
let me pull that up.
Yeah, I just think that I don't know. There must have been some rule changes and stuff on like because I don't know how you get really much out of your players with like 2 days on and then 4 days off, and it's kind of strange. I don't know if there was maybe some rule stuff, but I think that's gonna be really beneficial for the coaches to figure out what they've got and what they've got in the rooms. So
yeah, can you see that okay? It's not blurry,
yeah,
is
yeah.
it? Okay.
No.
I got 27 commits off to the right, and you can see that, 19 guys, and it's across the board. It's not, it's not heavy in one area. It's just you got a guy at every position committed already, and you got 8 more months to continue to fill some additional needs. But yeah, I like this layout because you can kind of just glance at it and say, okay, these guys are going to be leaving this next year. Well, who do we got coming in? That just enrolled, and then who's on the 27 class. So just gives you a good idea of what the future Sooners look like. But
that tight end room looks so different every time I see it, man. Hayden Hansen, Rocky Beers, Dorsett.
You actually like
Trevor
Rocky
Washington
over Hayden Hansen just from
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I like Rocky a lot. I do.
Yep.
I think his grades and some of the stuff that's out there on him, run blocking, pass blocking is a little bit overblown. PFF is, PFF, they've got, they've got an army of analysts that break down film, and you'll have an analyst that will watch Rocky for one game and never see another game of him again. And so they're really, PFF tries to have a standard, scoring sheet, and they give a lot of guidance on how to do it. But really, these analysts are turned loose, man. They're working just like anybody else, so they're just want to get in, do their grades, be done. They don't know anything. A lot of these guys don't even know anything about the players. Like, they don't know anything about them. They're just watching them, and they try to keep them regional and everything. But when I was looking at Rocky and I was seeing his run and run blocking grades and his pass blocking grades, it's pretty average or bad. And some of the games where it was bad, I was like, they were kind of, he didn't really have a bad game. So I was kind of like, that just doesn't make sense. So I think he's a lot better than what his grades say. And I think he's explosive, man. He's not a linear tight end. Like, he's got wiggle, and he can scoot, man. He can change a direction. I think when you're getting into a passing offense like this is, because this is a pass first offense, we're not going to be running it 3 or 4 times in a row very, very seldomly. We only ran it for more than, I think I counted, Brad, last year, 4 runs in a row for the whole season. We only did it 6 times. Like,
oh wow, that's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not many.
It's not a thing. So you're gonna want your tight end to be an eligible downfield, and I think out of the 2 of them, Hayden Hansen and Rocky, he's the better eligible. So I would end up putting him out at 1. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think his run and pass blocking grades are any as bad as what PFF was saying. So, I think he's. I just love the room, man.
Yeah.
It's changing fast.
So just kind of looking at this, and we don't really need to factor in the 27 guys yet, just the guys that are on campus. But what's your most interesting rooms that you'll be watching in the spring? And then, what's a room, that you're concerned about that you hope, coming out of the spring, we have some guys show up.
So,
and I know I put you on the spot.
Yeah, one room. I kind of said it last year too. On offense, can our receivers beat one-on-one coverage? Like it's, I would say 1-on-1, but like man coverage or man, the getting competitive play out of the receivers, because you watch how Alabama played us in the playoffs. You watch how Georgia plays, and we've got them on our schedule. They're game 4. They play physical on the outside. They want to beat you up. It's a fight. It's a street fight. They LSU did it to us. Jaden Gibson, who's not on this team anymore, he got his ass whooped on the line. And that was, now Mateer shouldn't have thrown the interception. We all know what play we're talking about.
Yep.
But we have to be competitive when we do not have the ball, and we have to be competitive through the play. What we've seen, we have a write up on each of Livingstone and Terrell Harris. I think they are competitive, but we got to see that receiving room win some of these physical battles on the outside against these corners, where these defenses, these corners, they want to hit you, man. They want to hit you hard. They want to stonewall you at that line. They don't want you to get off. And so I'll be watching in the receivers, and we kind of saw that in the spring practice last year, or not spring practice and fall camp. All those buzz of videos that were coming out, and you saw our receivers versus our DBs, and they were doing this one-on-one over and over and over again, competitive. And we saw some of that, and we saw some offensive wins, but we got to have competitive players at the receiver spot. They're going to fight through traffic, fight through everything, and make those contested catches. We had one of the worst contested catches percentages in college football last year. And so we have to improve that. On defense, I wouldn't say I'm like a defense, a room that I'm been watching, and that defense just looks good. Edge. I'll go edge. I mean, you finished the last 2 games of the season without a sack. The last game of the season, or the playoff game, and LSU, we did not sack the quarterback. And we have to. Who's going to take up that mantle of R. Mason Thomas? We went through this free agency period, and we basically said we are good with the guys that we got. Then we got Kenny Oswaldu. I can't say his last name, but
Kenny O, not Kenny G.
Kenny O. Kenny O. I mean, he's a young player. He's got to fill out his body. He has to get, he's got so much room on his frame to add like a lot of poundage. But like, I look at that room and I'm like, I was kind of surprised that we didn't get another Marvin Jones Jr., a guy that was going to be a rotational piece. We didn't do that. We are really rolling with the edge room with Taylor Wine, and we're hoping Wine can have that no sophomore slump and be that guy. And then you're banking on PJ for the light to come on and be a good two-way player, because in Brent Venables' defense, you will not get on the field if you're not a two-way player, a run stopper and a pass rusher. You have to run stop first and then get on the field to make some pass rush wins. So I'll be watching the edge room. So we gotta get pressure on the quarterback, and you want to live in like luxury moments in the game where you can rush 4 and still get a pass rush. You can't do it all game, but Brent's pressure system, the sim pressures, the movement before the snap, after the snap, great. But you want to be in moments where you can just say, I want to turn 4 loose and drop back 7 on 5 and get after the quarterback. And so the edge room is definitely my room I'll be watching all year.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think you mentioned Kenny O. We'll just call him Ozawalu, I think is how you say his last name. But I tried to make some notes. I listened to Gabe and Teddy's pod earlier today because they had Brent on, and I wanted to hear Brent's thoughts on what he was looking at, this spring and throughout the year. And he said Kenny O goes about 290, and they can easily move him. Yeah, they easily can move him between the interior and the end room. So
man, he wears 290 so well.
Yeah, so
he looks good.
You'll see him move around a lot, which I think is great because it just gives you a little extra added depth too at the tackle position. But I think Danny Okoye is potentially the key to that room.
Yes.
Because you kind of know what you're getting out of Wine and PJ at this point, and it's not always a full game of domination especially from PJ. He'll flash and you may not see
Right.
him for a quarter or two. So I think Danny Okoye could really help that room a lot. So I'm glad you mentioned that, the end room. So, and CJ Nixon's the young guy we've just never seen play before, but we know he's athletic as heck.
Yeah.
That maybe he can, make his way into the rotation a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to be watching Danny Okoye because Brent said he just needs to be more consistent.
Yeah.
That he's got all the tools and just needs to be more consistent.
He's a freak athlete, man.
Yeah.
Like he's built like a Greek god.
Yeah, and
So,
stuff he does in the weight room
Yeah.
is insane. Yeah.
But he comes from, he was from what division of high school football did he play?
Oh gosh.
Didn't
Didn't he play up in Tulsa at one of those private schools?
Yes. So like he has
Oh,
a
yeah, I
little
can't-
bit of a learning curve. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Brent's defense is not exactly like consumable in a couple of years for some guys. So like it does take a little bit of time,
Yep.
and that's okay. But the learning curve is probably pretty steep on some of these front seven players, because they do he asks a lot of his edge players. They're not just rushing up field and defending the run. They'll drop them out in the pass coverage all the time.
Mhm.
So I mean, like, there's a lot to that spot, and it just got to keep an eye on Okoye. He's not limited to his talent at all. Like
Yeah.
he can easily be a player to watch explode out of nowhere next year.
Yeah. A couple other notes I wrote down from Brent's interview. Cole Sullivan, real deal. I think he called him a ball of muscle in the weight room, and he goes about 640. He's a Stutzman type frame.
But faster.
Exactly. Just a little more athletic, and Stutzman was plenty athletic, so that says a lot. So he's expecting big things out of him.
If he can get Stutzman's IQ and like his the instincts, it's Danny was absorbing all this pre-snap language, and in his brain he was just like, not this play, it's this one, and this. I mean, he was like working all the percentages down to, okay, it's going to be at least these four. Then he was communicating to the guys in front of him, and then he was just a lightning rod to the ball. Yeah. If Brent could do that with Cole Sullivan, oh wow! I mean, you've got that linebacking room with Lewis and Sullivan is going to be wild. That's going to be wild.
Yeah, starts to get a little thin behind them. You lack a little experience there, but
sure,
those two will be if not the best tandem in the country for sure.
Right.
He also mentioned the cornerback and safety rooms are probably the two thinnest rooms, especially on defense. And so he said he had to make sure and keep Reggie Powers and Jeremiah Newcomb getting reps at corner and safety, just to make sure in case they do get beat up at those positions. So those are a couple he mentioned in particular.
Did he mention much about the cheetah position?
He did not. He didn't go into link. I like Reggie there, but there's two or three other guys that I think the guy that we have listed here, the Prince transfer. I think that was one of the reasons they got him, is to try to fill some of that need there. But yeah, they don't have nearly, between Daniels and Dolby, and who's the other that kind of played there the last couple of years?
Deshaun White was there for a year or so.
But we definitely don't have a Kendall Daniels coming into that role this year. He was kind of one of those hybrid guys that don't come along very often.
I was a big fan of what they did with Kendall Daniels, man. I don't think we'll see something like that again. But Reggie Powers, that's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be way different than what they did with Kendall Daniels. We'll talk more about that in the summer when we start getting into more of the technical film side and everything, because that cheetah spot what Kendall Daniels did allowed Britt to basically call wherever he wanted to call. There was, you didn't have to worry about subbing. If you looked at our defense, we didn't sub a whole much. Our guys were just out there. Yeah, of course, fresh legs and stuff, but we were never in a situation where we're like, oh no, we need to take our Kendall Daniels out because
Right.
we need a nickel back. We need a corner there. No, Kendall was a safety. He was a on the ball backer, off ball backer. I mean, he was all over the place. I would think playing Reggie Powers will probably be very similar to how he deployed Dolby.
Right.
And if Reggie Powers, I will say, if he's got coverage skills like Kendall Dolby back 2 years ago in 2023, this defense could be really damn good again because Dolby had tremendous coverage skills, tremendous.
Yeah.
And that would be very valuable to have at that nickel role because the slot position on the opposing offense traditionally in this modern game is where you'll find your better explosive players like Aaron Anderson of LSU, Raleek Brown of Texas is going to be there. Like you're going to have a lot of explosive athletes be sitting right across the face of Reggie Powers. So
right. He didn't mention the cheetah position so much, but he mentioned Reggie in particular and said that he's been a guy that's been waiting his turn, and is like extremely stoked for this upcoming season, and like
he's
like just chomping at the bit to get on the field and get his role. I wish a guy like Amarian Robinson, who's listed, as like a backup right now, I wish he could work his way into that cheetah backup role because we heard his name out of practice a lot last year.
Yeah,
he wasn't on the field much, but we kept seeing his name every time we'd pop up.
Brandon Hall probably doesn't want to get that kid up though.
Yeah,
I bet he's like, that kid's mine.
He's mine.
He's staying in my safety room.
yeah.
But Reggie Powers, I mean, I love Ohio kids. Ohio kids are some of the best. Like those 3-star nobody kids from Ohio tend to do really, really damn good. When the pressure's on and it's time to play ball, like those Ohio kids are good. So yeah, that's another good spot to keep our ear to the ground. Dene Okoye at edge and Reggie Powers at cheetah, as they could really unlock this defense to what we did last year.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to take a big step back defensively.
You
lost RMT,
right?
And which is why you probably called out the DN room in particular, because you lost RMT. But every other room looks okay.
Oh, it looks like linebacker is an upgrade. It looks like your corners and safeties. I'm not really worried there. I think the drop off is going to be your edge, your pass rush versatility and the versatility at cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
But do I think it's going to be a step back? Yes.
Right.
Because what the interior defensive line did for us, we were what our defense did last year and was enough to win a championship. 100%. Like if you look at the advanced metrics of like the havoc rate that was deployed by this defense last year, it was more than enough to win a championship.
Right.
It was like on championship par from the last 5-6 champions that won the Natty.
Right.
I don't want to take away anything from that defense and say that this coming year we're going to be better, because I don't think we're going to be better. I think we'll either be slightly down, but not enough.
Plenty good enough.
Yes, plenty good to win.
Enough. Yeah,
plenty good to go win a championship. But what we did last year was phenomenal. Like it was unreal what our defense did with winning. Like they were the last possession wins over and over and over again.
Yeah, they got put in some tough spots by that offense.
Don't take away anything from last year's defense, because it was spectacular. I don't think we're going to be better than we were last year. I think we're going to be slightly slightly down because of RMT, Grayson Halton, Dominic Williams. Those 3 guys got you lots of wins. So, but I plenty good to win.
Yeah, I will say this. If this defense, for some weird reason, does become better than last year's defense, look out.
If it's as good as was last year, that doing back-to-back would be absolutely unreal. Like, it would be unreal to do it back-to-back.
All of us think the offense is going to take a pretty significant leap.
It should.
If it doesn't, well, Arbuckle can go ahead and grab his backpack.
Yeah, if the offense is as bad as it was last year, then there will be lots of changes.
Yeah. So Brent spent several minutes in his interview talking about the offense and just how so many things need to develop, whether it's physicality or whatever, just the whole offensive side of the ball, from the offensive line to the quarterback to, whatever, tight end room. Just has to get better. And he thinks they've done the right things to, put him in position to do that. But now it's all about, getting them to go execute and do it. So,
yeah. Did he mention anything on Mateer?
I'm
sure he did. I mean,
no, I knew you were getting ready to say that. He said,
well, hey,
and I don't want to quote the wrong thing, but he said he's on a mission.
Good.
Good. He didn't say
last year.
Yeah, he said he's on a mission, and after the tough season he had with the broken hand and everything else, he's just on a mission to.
I bet that hand feels good now.
Yeah. So, I don't know who has a bigger chip on their shoulder, going into next year. He's carrying one, and he just wants to make last year a distant memory and make people forget about it. So I hope, I've had my concerns obviously about him more than beyond his injury. So I'm hoping he proves me wrong, makes me look like an idiot for some of the stuff I said last year. But
he will. Don't worry.
Okay. Good. Good.
He threw for 1,400 yards in his first 4 games, and then he threw for 1,400 in the last 8.
Yeah,
it's not going to be that bad again.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that bad. And hearing that he is on a mission, he should. He should be yes, he should be Tom Cruise on Final Reckoning. Okay,
no one questions his physicality, effort, or any of that.
Right.
It's composure and execution at this point, right?
Yep. No,
and 100%. Mechanics are part of that, but that's all it is at this point. Composed execution, find the right guy, go through your reads, all that quarterback intangible stuff. That
quarterbacking.
Yes,
he needs to be a quarterback.
Needs
to be a quarterback. Yeah,
field general, all that.
Yeah. And you're looking at getting that natty next year. It doesn't. The defense isn't, the improvement, or if they're going to be as good as they were last year, that's not going to be the greatest improvement to this team. It's all going to be on the offense. So even if the defense takes a slight step back, that offense has more responsibility for finishing out the season and getting a championship than the defense does, because the defense is going to do their thing. Right. And it starts with Arbuckle and the cohesion in the coaching staff to deliver the players a system that's going to work for them, tailored to them. And then Mateer is going to have to do exactly what you just said: composure, stack completions, don't turn the ball over, and just be a quarterback. And then offensive line needs to start hot, in my opinion. They have to start hot, because you're going to be with that Georgia and Texas game and Michigan. They're going to have to start fast. And Fasusi, stud. I'm not worried about Fasusi. Foji, whatever, he's great. Michael at center, Eddie Pierre-Louis in pass blocking, center Michaela in run blocking, and our right guard, how that kind of plays out with Marion Harrison and Foji, if they're going to be kind of swap. Yeah. But that interior offensive line is going to need to step up, man.
Yeah. I think Heath Ozeda is kind of a wild card in that group that gets overlooked oftentimes. I expect him to push really hard for one of those starting positions, potentially, which is great. If we can have 2 or 3, 4 good guards in that rotation, I don't know where Peyton Joseph will end up landing, but I feel like our interior, especially since we got the Caleb Nita guy, I feel like the interior's got depth, but maybe not some of the star power like Fasusi. So, yeah, I want to see how that other tackle spot opposite of Fasusi pans out too with this transfer. Emarion Harris coming in, and tackle just looks thin to me.
It does. It does. But you got 3 guys there. It's that 4th spot, which we got to our 4th and 5th left tackle
every
in
year.
the season
We
last
get
year.
to the
Every
4th
year
and 5th spot. Yeah.
we get to the 4th and 5th tackle, so that is worrisome there because I don't even know what they end up doing. You mentioned Caleb Nita. Nita, like, is it Nita or Nita?
Sure.
Nita? Okay, I think it's Nita.
I have no idea.
Well, dude, I watched an interview with him and I've watched some film of his. I got like cut up and stuff. But the dude has got a really good thick neck.
Right.
Like he's got a thick neck. I like his neck. I know that sounds weird, but like I'm like, oh, sinners have to have a thick neck, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're taking all on these big 3 tackles or these nose tackles, especially got like Texas and Ole Miss. I like to take these 6'5" nose tackles and put them right over your center. You got to have a center that's got this like meaty neck.
It just goes face to shoulders. Like there's you can't see where the neck is because it's just all connected. Yeah,
he didn't play a whole.
You're gonna have me Googling it here in a second just to see. Yeah,
he did. He was all right. Like, but I listened to the kid. He sounds good. He sounds like a good kid. We need a center that is just. Michael lost a lot of weight last year, man, because of his sickness. And it was a flu or that got him bad. We need beef at that center spot. We need a mean beef dude, and I want a guy with like a neck. Man.
Yeah. I don't know about Hollenbeck. I know I don't know what his size is or anything, but hopefully he can give him a little depth there as well. But no, he did. Brent spent a lot of time talking about the offense and just the need there to make improvement. And they want to be physical. They want to be physical and be able to run the ball at will. And so, new running back coach, a tight end coach.
Kevin Wilson now
has changed his role.
His
all of it together, I think helps. Create that emphasis on that offense just becoming more physical and maybe a run first, type team a little bit in some of these games. I know it's an air raid system, but you got to be able to run the ball when you need to. So
I look at that left side, Fasusi and EPL. If you want to run the football, man, like that's the side you run on.
All of those boys, yep.
Those 2 guys are mean, man.
Yeah, you throw a Hayden Hansen over there on that side of the ball too. It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
That's a pretty good. Yeah, they're gonna move. We're gonna move people, like I said, but it's that center spot and that right guard spot in the run game where I'm kind of like, and Foje, wherever they put Foje, whatever the opposite spot Foje is going to be at, that's where I'm going to be like, because
So speaking of that tight end spot, I had another note here. Sorry, I took a lot of notes. I can listen to Brent, and I'm just kind of like, I try to be a sponge and be like, listen real close, to some of his stuff. But
when Brent starts to talk, like he really goes into, if you really listen, like he really goes into a lot of the X's and O's stuff. Like
it was a good listen. Gabe and Teddy, they're great. We don't have to sit here and boast those guys up. They got a great pod. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But Trinae Washington, the tight end there, 4th on the depth chart, right? He weighs 270 now. He's got some weight on him. So
heck yeah.
He's not a guy you can overlook either. I think he's going to work his way into the rotation. and he's very athletic too. So, yeah, we talked about it. If you just go across there, those 5 tight ends, you compare those 5 tight ends to some of our better tight end years that we had, and that room starts to stack up a little bit with some of those. So, pretty excited about
No,
that.
I think Jason Witten's is gonna do good, and I think after this next season, we're gonna be like, why did we not make a change sooner? I don't
Sure.
know, but we're this is where we're at.
Yeah,
Because he can't. I mean, we overnight changed it,
yeah.
changed all of that. So
And,
yeah, it looks good.
And we talked about the 27 commits already. You know, Jason Witten's son Cooper committed last weekend. So we have our signal caller on offense and our signal caller on defense for the future already in the fold here, and which is awesome. Anytime you can get those bell cows or whatever, especially quarterback on offensive side, usually other players will follow if you can get you that quarterback. So I'm curious to see who else we land, you know, the next few months on that side of the ball. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, Cooper Witten, like, I know everything's about linebacker, but I kind of want to see him at Cheetah. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching Cooper Witten, man, like, because he's an athlete, man. He could fly.
Yeah.
Like, I know you want him close to the line of scrimmage. He's got the instincts. You see it in high school where, I mean, it's just, but I don't know, man. Like, I want to see him at Cheetah because he could run, dude. Like, he could flat run. He plays receiver, man. He caught 10 touchdowns or whatever as a receiver.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm sure they'll find him a home. At linebacker will look a little thin when Kip leaves and some other stuff here. So it'll be hard to pull him out of that linebacker position out to Cheetah. But any other things you'll be watching here in the spring? I know you've already mentioned a couple of things.
No,
I do feel like that wide receiver room looks pretty. You talking about depth, in certain areas. That wide receiver room looks deep all of a sudden.
Yeah, it does. I'll run through. I'm very surprised that Texas just let Livingston just walk. Like, as a freshman,
dude.
I understand they got relief round.
They needed $50 million to play Cam Coleman, dude.
But he's a freshman. They gave him 500 yards, and there was some some of their best plays through the air were through him, and they're just like, just let it. I'm like, okay, no, that was a great get. Terrell Harris in Virginia's offense, he was their Sategna. Like, they moved him around, they put him in motion. He understands spacing. That is a little different than what we'll have this coming year that we had last year. I think Sategna and with Terrell Harris, you're gonna be able to really move those guys around a lot. Like, they can be on the outside, the inside. Like, you're gonna be able to do. They're very versatile. They understand spacing, the changing of spacing while you're going in motion. That's something that Burks didn't do quite well. That drove me crazy. Yeah. And then Jermichael Carter came in a lot late year. And he's sticking through it too. He's not bolting like some of these other guys when they had a bad year. Like, he was slowly coming on, and he's sticking into it, even though he knows he's not going to be 1, 2, or 3. That we got to keep an eye on him because he's a sneaky 4 in this offense. That could be one of those guys that has a massive 100-yard game and just scores a couple of touchdowns and then it sort of disappears and then comes back and has a good game. So yeah, those 4 guys are good, and then of course you've got Carey on there that's stuck around, and then Jordan, and then you don't know much on the young guys, right? Manny Choice and Elijah Thomas. We've seen Elijah Thomas, yes, good things like Elijah Thomas dunking in all this different stuff, all the athletic, jump high, run fast type stuff. But we don't know if we get a freshman or sophomore that can come and be our 5. Right. That's what I'm kind of. We've got our 3, and then you got FCS guy that has stuck around and had a good end of year, Jermichael, and then I mean it looks good, man.
I think you'll have your 6. I always say you always have your your best 6 at some point by maybe the 5th or 6th game of the year, and those guys will emerge. I think Jaden Pettit is a guy to keep an eye on, and Brent specifically said Jasir Rogers appears to be a freak, and he's excited what he's seen from him so far. So between the 3 freshmen coming in and Elijah Thomas, Manny Choice, and the transfer Mackenzie Allen, I think all those guys will push those second group of guys there really well. So that room looks good.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of went around in a circle, man. I like it.
We did. No, we covered everything. So we'll see kind of how the spring pans out. And the beauty with spring is you still have guys like X-Rob and Tori banged up from surgeries or from the season. So, Jonathan Hatton, Lloyd Avant, whoever else is there will get plenty of opportunity in the spring to kind of show what they can do. I actually think Hatton's going to be that third guy in the rotation, even though they got the transfer from Colorado State. I think Hatton's going to make his way into the mix.
He might be too good to keep off the field.
I know.
And we had, Torrey was a freshman and he did pretty good. So we could have it's very possible we have a 3-headed monster going into next year. Very possible.
And the beauty of it is we have no idea how the new running back coach is gonna rotate those guys.
And he's gonna probably do an evaluation on all of them on how he wants to run his room. So we have X-Rob here at 1, but he might be 3. Hat might be 2 and Torrey might be 1. You don't know. No one knows. That's all good. But when you get new coaches, Brad, it's a great opportunity to instill some more competition in fall camp, and you don't have guys that are locked at 1, 2, 3. If in their minds and everything, they can actually go into fall camp and be like, it's open season, and then you get the most out of guys. You get that iron sharpens iron type, and that's why tight end room and running back room, these little changes that we made, I think will make those rooms a hell of a lot better. Yeah, I think our rotations are going to make sense. I think when we have a hot hand, we're going to keep playing to the hot hand at running back, which would be nice. Yeah. McCullough, he's a hot hand guy. He's looking for a bell cow. That's just. You look at his history, he wants a bell cow running back. He wants a guy that's going to get 15, 20 carries a game. And then the other 2, I think you mentioned, you have an alpha, you have a beta, and then you have a third guy that can, steal a 3rd and 2, etc. But we're going to end up having a bell cow. I think we'll have a 1,000-yard rusher under McCullough every year. So. Now who that is, we don't know. So, but we definitely got the horses there to find one.
Yep. We'll keep an eye on things and maybe update this again, maybe late April, early May after spring camp closes, in case there's some movement that we hear about. But we'll move on to something else. I wanted to touch a little bit on some of the spring sports that are going on. We always have to kind of give updates on them. So women's softball has won, several games over the weekend. Abilene Christian and Louisiana. That Louisiana bunch is always a, pretty decent team. You can't come out with your B game against them. They won a 2-1 game earlier this afternoon. That was a pitch and duel. They kind of had to close that one out, but softball's doing their thing offensively. This team's going to be great. And Audrey Lowry's going to be their number 1 starter. Behind that's the question marks at this point on how far this team can go. So conference, I think, starts up here in about a week or 10 days already. I think Auburn's our first conference matchup. So we'll see how they do once they get into conference play. Men's baseball. Won a few games. Yep. So
we're rolling, man.
I think Coach Johnson. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I had a brain lapse there for a second. 53-year-old brain gets me every now and then. So they're doing well. I think they have a good team. And men's basketball yesterday. What a great win in Austin, man! To go down there.
Yeah.
Porter took his guys down to Austin, won an overtime game. The sucker's trying to keep his job again, man. He's not letting us write him off, right? He is. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. He's trying to make the tournament. You know, if they make a run in the SEC and win a few games, they're back in the conversation.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they would be.
And it's crazy because, you know, they had their 9-10 game losing streak and everybody's just like, yeah, fire Porter Mosier, myself included. But
no,
everybody's rooting for him. But, you know, at the end of the day, you gotta win, you know, 20, 25 games. We've talked about it. Make the tournament, make some runs. Your video froze again for some reason. There you are. You're back. Let's see. Who'd I miss? The women had a tough loss against LSU the other day, and that's putting it mildly. They lost by like 40 points and just completely, you know, she does a great job with that team. They just don't have the level of athletes when they match up against certain teams, and LSU's one of them. But I think they'll be fine in the tournament. Probably get a 3-4 seed and just see how far they can go. So as long as they don't run into some of these other SEC foes like they have to play during the season, they're fine. Or UConn, they had to play UConn last year, which was a tough draw.
Yeah.
But who do I forget sports wise? Yeah, I think that's it for the spring sports. So last week I said Porter Mosier keeps his job. I said 15%.
Was it 15? I thought it was 20. Oh, okay. No, keep his job. No, I think you said 80 out, 20 out.
Okay.
I think you said 20 in, 80 out. Yeah.
Now I'm at 25%.
He got 5%.
He got 5%. It's going to slowly creep up every game he wins. I mean,
sure.
If he makes the tournament again with a new AD, you know, if they can give him more resources, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they keep him another year. I don't know. You better have someone else in mind already.
Oh yeah,
that's better before you cut loose with him, because
absolutely.
OU basketball is not an easy place to pull a coach into. It's just not.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out
here
in the next couple of weeks.
With the new stadium, though, the entertainment district, do you feel like it would be easier to get a coach? I mean, surely, right? Or does it not really change?
Is that going to move the needle? Maybe. Some, just because it'll just have a different feel. You know, you probably drive by Lloyd Noble a lot. You live down in that area. You drive by it all the time. It's just kind of off all by itself. Doesn't really look like anything spectacular, and
it's old.
And you know, you got popcorn stands catching on fire and everything else inside there anymore. I think that was a sign. I feel like that was a sign, man. When that popcorn stand caught on fire.
That was right after we said that we got the approval. So it was funny. It was like we got the approval and was like the next game is like
burn it down. Yeah. So we'll see how that whole Porter Mosier situation plays out here over the next several weeks. But he did survive another game. You're right. So we mentioned practice starts tomorrow, pro day Thursday. The other thing we haven't mentioned yet is there was a meeting in Washington, D.C. With several big names to talk about NIL situation. And I know you're more on top of this than I am, but Nick Saban was there. Tiger Woods was there. Why Tiger Woods was there?
Who invited Urban Meyer?
Oh,
who cares about Urban Meyer? Yeah. God, I don't like that guy. I saw he was.
I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot he was there too.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Who? Why? Like that a-hole? Like he's not Nick Saban. I don't know what the lore is like with Urban Meyer is in the same like boat with Nick Saban. Like the dude's a jerk. So I don't know why he was there, but yeah, I mean Tiger Woods. Why was Tiger Woods there?
I don't know. I think that was just Trump saying, "Hey, Tiger, you want to come up and play at one of my golf courses while you're in town? Why don't you come up for this meeting too?" That's what that felt like. Right?
I guess.
I think that's what that was. Just a courtesy invite. But Tiger's probably got a few insights on some of that. Tiger's son actually signed with Florida State here
Oh,
to play
okay.
college golf, by the way, about a month ago. So, but yeah, so the NIL Trump signed in an executive order, correct?
No, I think they're
Oh,
working
okay.
on it.
He's going to,
So
and yep, you know how it's going to be kind of framed or whatever. But
yeah, well, I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna sign an executive order that's gonna like reset everything to pre NIL days. And it was kind of funny how he said it. He was like, "Oh, I'll fix it all." And I think everyone's just thinking that he's just gonna be like, "We're gonna go back," and that's where he was like, "Yeah, I'll fix it, but we're gonna get sued." And I was like,
right,
"Yeah."
right,
I mean, I just thought that was funny. He's like, "Oh, I'll fix it, but we're gonna
yeah,
get sued to death, so
yep,
whatever."
yep, yep.
Like I don't, it's gonna have to come through Congress. I mean, I understand what Trump is. He's trying to help. He's all over the place. It feels like he's everywhere. So,
Right, right.
like he's doing what he can with the executive branch to fix it, but really, it's gonna have to come from Congress or it's gonna have to come from the players in the
Mhm.
programs. It's just,
Right,
and
right.
that's the thing is the NCAA or the Congress route is that SCORE Act where they're trying to get an exemption for the NCAA to allow them to be exempt from antitrust and to keep the players as student athletes and they
Mhm.
don't have to be sued to death all the time. That's they basically they're saying Congress, we need help. We don't want to be sued to death. We want an exemption, and this exemption would be actually much more broad than what the Major League Baseball got 100 years ago. So, if the SCORE Act actually gets passed through the Senate and the House, that would be like history in the making. Like
Mhm.
that would be monumental.
Right.
Like it'd be incredible for them to actually get that through. There's a lot of even if it is passed, it's gonna eventually go through Congress, then it's gonna go to the Supreme Court. Like there's gonna be a lot. That's one way is the SCORE Act. The other way, which the National Labor Board and the teams, or I'm sorry,
Mhm.
the National Labor Board and the unions and all that stuff have said, just make the
Yep,
players
yep. Employ
employees,
Yep.
make them employees and get a collective bargaining agreement just like the other NFL, NBA, NHL. Like all of them have deals. Make a deal. But the teams don't want that because if they do and they go to negotiation, the players are going to get a lot more than 20 million. A lot more. They're
Yeah.
going to get a lot more than 20 million a year.
Right.
So the teams are trying to push. NCAA wants to be relevant, so they're trying to get
Hmm.
that exemption to stay alive.
Yep.
But I'm a proponent of just make the deal with the players,
Yep.
get it done, stop your ego, stop the shit, and just end it. Make the deal, have the players negotiate NIL limits.
Mhm.
Let's get it together.
Yeah.
But some of the
Do
stuff,
you do you have to have a players union much like you do in other sports at that point? Yeah.
well,
So,
it would just be the natural thing because you
yeah,
can't negotiate with one player. You have to have
exactly.
them be a union and you have to have them. But there's already one out there who already put a CBA out there who
Mm.
already answered most of these questions. They're just sitting there like, okay, and they're just in wait and see mode. I don't think they're going to get an exemption. I just don't because the way that the Major League Baseball got it was because it was defined as a game
Mhm.
and like that's just and that was back in like the 1920s. So I don't think I appreciate what Trump's doing. He's
Right.
trying to get it fixed. He's trying to do what he can, but it's going to come from the teams and the players, in my opinion, and making a
Yeah.
deal.
And
You got to make a deal.
it's a collective effort, and What stinks is it's just making a lot more lawyers rich. Lawyers,
Yes.
the best thing for these lawyers is that this NIL thing happened and this eligibility thing happened.
Their
guys
talent
trying-
pool exploded. Like
Oh
the
my
pool
gosh.
of
Yes, they're
players
like,
just quadrupled.
lawyers are just sitting back and like, okay, yeah, yeah,
Agents too. Hey, lawyers, agents.
yes.
And
They've
that's
been
why
making
it's so
bank.
important.
Yep.
This also is why it's so important to have a Roger Denny because
Mhm.
he gets these contracts, he's wild with all the performance escalators and all this different stuff. It's not going to go
Yep.
over his head. He's not
Right.
going to be. I mean, he lives it, he breathes it. So that's what he's done for his whole life.
Sure.
So that's an asset to have in the building.
Great hire
But
for that.
it
Yep.
is it is and this is what all kind of plays into. And I just want a deal, man. Just strike the damn deal. Give them 50%, 48%, 40%, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Get them a deal, and then make the players like negotiate the NIL part because the NIL part is different from the shared revenue cap. Those are two different things, and if the players are going to have to agree on the NIL limits, or an NIL is capped as a freshman, and
Yep.
NIL is capped as a sophomore, or games played, or
Yep.
performance, or something. But but they can't even go to like Brad. The issue is because they're not employees, they can't even talk. They can't
know.
even they can't do anything. The
Yep.
players are just sitting there like, whatever, I'll take.
Okay.
They're just they
Yep.
can't. There's no discussion. I want discussion. I want negotiation. I want
Yeah.
everyone at the table.
Yep.
Make a deal.
Yeah. Now I want the contracts. I want them treated like employees. I want their incentives put into some of these contracts. You can't have, let's just say a Jaden Ott show up on campus and not perform and get paid. You got to find ways around that. You do. Because, that's just taking universities hostage when guys do that. Just show up and make a paycheck. And you can't have that anymore, Hey, I was going to go through some of our. Hey, were you done on the NIL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I go again, it'll be another 20 minutes.
I'm just scrolling through. Hey, thanks for everyone that's listening and dropping comments in here. Always appreciate the comments. So I wanted to go through and you put the Fexes sucks in there. Yeah, I like that. Here's another one. Is recruiting bombardment done?
Ooh,
No.
I don't think so.
I think we'll get a few more and then it'll pick up again in the summer. We'll have our Champ U barbecue. We'll round this class out. I don't know how many more guys we can get. I'm just going to say 10 just because it's a round number. I think we can because we have 19 right now. Surely we will be able to get another 6 to 10. You can't be done in March, right?
Right. Yeah. So
I'm worried about 2 or 3 guys holding on to them the next 8 months, 9 months. I don't know if I want to mention names or not, but Cooper Hackett was originally, I think, committed to Tech, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So that one I'm worried about.
And
just
you'll
'cause of
wait
Tech.
until the 11th hour and
exactly.
drop something.
Right
they're
after
not good.
Thanksgiving, they're going to be like, "Here's your bag. Do you want it or not?" And then Elijah Harmon, a D tackle that's going to be hard to hang on to. A lot of teams were interested in him, and Tavon Epps.
Big time. Oh God,
he's
he
so
might
good.
be my favorite. He's probably my favorite player in this class. To be honest, like he is a monster.
Yes,
he's a monster.
He
is. I don't want to say it because I'll wait.
Say it.
Always.
Nope.
Well, he's that typical SEC linebacker that goes in like the first 2 rounds. Like he's like your Roquan Smith. I'm not comparing him to that, but that just reminded me of this like coming out of high school. He just looks.
Who's the one at Texas right now?
Anthony Hill. Yeah. I mean,
right?
Just yes.
Isn't he that?
Yes. That's what I mean. Like these.
Yes.
He just like, and then you have Cooper. anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm not worried about
Epps looks
Cooper.
like a
I was just
monster.
mentioning guys I was worried about hanging on to. I'm not.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Taven Epps would be
Cooper's
someone to worry
dad
about.
just grabs a hold of him and says, "No, you're not going anywhere,
Oh,
dude."
you're not going
Nice try. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I think we'll get some more guys to answer that person's question. I don't think we're done. I just don't expect. I don't know if their question was about this weekend, like if we're going to get another commit from the weekend. So my guess would be maybe.
Okay.
You had 5 in 3 days, so why wouldn't you get another one
Yeah,
out of that
you might.
group? So, let's see. Who else? What do we got? Any other questions here?
I think we got a Longhorn in here.
Do we?
I think so.
I didn't see that.
Hey, I would love more Longhorns to come in here
Yeah.
and start debating shit. I would love it.
I want any Longhorn or any SEC foe to please join our chat. Anytime. You're welcome.
Hey,
And
we can get them
and
on.
I don't mean
We
that in
we-
a
we
like
get-
a we're going to go back and forth kind of thing. I respect everybody's opinion. We'll drop it in. We'll talk about it. No, absolutely. So, let's see.
Hey, no, Texas is going to be their Sark. He's got a lot to prove after letting his PK walk.
Yeah,
and they threw a lot of money, man. They threw a lot of money.
I know. Man, they
Really
they brought some dudes in on that offensive side of the ball though.
Yeah,
between Cam Coleman and who was the other one?
Raleek Brown.
Yeah, Raleek Brown, and then here lately on the defensive side of the ball, they brought in a Stoops. Man, we haven't talked about that. God dang it, Mark, what are you thinking? Are you and Bob having
it's a
problems? What's going on? Hasn't Bob given you the lecture? Don't go to Austin, Mark. Yeah. So yeah, he's an analyst. Whatever. These freaking titles they give people, they're still involved. I don't care. Your video froze up again. I'm done. I'm done.
No, you're good.
There you are. You're back. Okay.
I'm back.
I don't know what's going on today, but it's quite funny. You've looked and constantly shocked or something with you and your video freezes. I don't see anybody that's still with us. If you have any questions, we'll be happy
just
to
doing he's got a gig. They need help on that defense side of the ball though. Like they need help. Like they've got great players, but losing PK who took a lot of crap there.
Yep.
I don't know if you could. Who do they hire as defensive coordinator?
Oh, Muschamp, dude.
Oh, that's right, Muschamp. I knew that.
Yes.
Oh, what a dumb hire.
He's making his return trip to Austin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, to each his own.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that. So
me too.
Let's see what else. I was trying to see if there's anything else on.
Yeah, Wingo. Yeah, Jimmy, you're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
Wingo,
Coleman,
that
and
group of wide
Brown.
receivers.
But that's gonna be Texas. Like, Sark is double downing on what has made him good, and
Bread
that
and
is
butter.
just having crazy athletic players, speed for days.
Yeah. I don't want to defend like a wheel route from Sark with freaking Raleek Brown.
Yeah.
That just gives me nightmares.
I'm excited.
And then you have
man.
Cam Coleman on the outside. Yeah. So we just need to go score touchdowns in Austin. Touchdowns, not field goals.
Yeah,
We
sure.
haven't scored many of them lately down in sorry, I said Austin. I meant down in Dallas.
Yeah.
We gotta go win one of those, man.
You know the quickest way to a win versus Texas?
Run the damn ball.
It's a straight line, A to B to the quarterback. Their offensive line is Kyle Flood not really moving the needle for me. So our defensive line, our defense, it's the quickest way to a win is A to B, right to Archie. I know. I call him Archie. I know.
But I always correct you when we're at work. I'm like, dude, I know. It's Archie. Don't say Archie. That's his grandpa. I do it all the time. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
A to B.
Yep.
Sack his ass, and it's done. It's over.
Yeah. No, I hope we can make that happen. I do
I
think
will. Yeah, Bevo. Yeah,
I
your
think
O line is better from last year. I
correct.
give you credit there. It is better
Absolutely.
than last
Yep.
year, but it's not like what maybe top half maybe in the SEC.
Mhm,
It's probably right
mhm.
there in the average. Our
Yeah,
defensive lines will be
I
really
hope
good next year.
I hope Danny Okoye is hitting his stride by then. I hope PJ is like, okay, this is my contract year. I'm
Yeah,
gonna show out. Um,
that's the
I hope
scary
all
thing
those guys can.
because
Uh,
PJ, that light comes on, man, and that dude is a freak. And if he does have that contract year type
mhm,
mentality and goes out there and balls, and he has gotten better each and every year. Like he came in and he was a wild child. He
mhm.
next year he a little bit better and a little bit better. He's gotten a little bit better. Him and Okoye can really
Yeah,
take this defense to
yeah.
another level.
PJ's got like physical tools. Jadavian Clowney when he was at South Carolina, he
Yes,
just
yeah.
hadn't been able to harness it the way Clowney did in college.
Well,
Yeah,
Clowney was a baller, dude.
he was
Like
a
he
freak, dude.
played. He
There's
he
that one play
he was
that
a
will go down in infamy. You remember?
yes, I know.
You remember?
Michigan, yeah.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
I don't think that running back ever played another game.
No, no.
I don't. I think
It was hilarious too because they got screwed over on the first down call, and the next play he went and lit this running back up and recovered the fumble. And I'm telling you that will be one of the greatest plays to ever go down. But no, yeah, PJ just needs to reach his potential this year, and he knows he's going to get drafted next year, so. He's going to do everything he can to put himself in a great position. So,
yeah.
What else?
I can't wait, man.
Yep. You
It's
good?
gonna be a fun game.
Covered a
Georgia,
lot of ground, man.
great game. Texas, gonna be a great game.
Yep.
Our O line has to come out with fire.
Yep.
Obviously, Mateer be the first 4 game Mateer, not the last 8. But yeah, this is gonna be fun, man. And we should all be excited. We're getting. I mean, we're getting into spring ball.
Mhm.
The spring football and getting a little taste of football practice, and we're all gonna be looking at the source notes. Go to the Football Brainiacs; they're gonna have some great stuff. James Hale's gonna have some great stuff.
Yep.
Go give them a check out. We love their stuff. They do it right, and we're all gonna be everywhere across the country. We're all gonna be trying to get those juicy notes, and we've got 6 months left. So
Yeah.
it's gonna this offseason is gonna be real quick. It's gonna go real quick, and we're gonna be right there at season kick. So
Yep. Now, thanks everybody for tuning in today. Appreciate everybody that listens in every week. We try to do this weekly, and there's some weeks that are harder than others, man. We'll wake up feeling like garbage, and we're like, man, I don't feel like it, but I got to do it. So it's tough. So thanks everybody for listening in.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it. So we will catch you all next week. Thanks everybody. Boomer.
That's my standard. That's my standard. My champion standard. Champion standard. Pull away the answers. Yeah, the answers. The champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah. I be in the field ready, set the goal. 7 rings. We way too cold. Hang my jersey up, it's greatness overload. We show up every time, rain, sleep, hell, snow. Young and on, boom with jazz, know we straight shooters. Topics, we don't put no punches, we give it right to you. Champion standard, can't label us no losers. Soon as you touch down, we show you how we do it, yeah. Life always feel better when you living as a champ. Cause my standard that